Hello and welcome. My name is Katie. I am a remote online notary that loves to go over everything that I have found helpful throughout my journey. Today, what I wanted to give you is a little bit of a breakdown of what I do when I get my notary inquiry calls. So let's say someone finds a post that I've made on a Facebook group that I'm a remote online notary, or they get a referral from a different friend and they are calling to ask me if I'm available for a notarization. This is the general flow that I usually like to keep, and this is through years of trial and error. The first question that I usually ask, I usually like to get their phone number. I have had calls drop and make sure that the good number is still the one that I have on my caller ID, their name, and then also a good email. So that way I can follow up with them afterwards. And then if you want to, you can add them to a CRM. But that's just for another topic. The other thing that I want to do right off the bat, since I am a remote online notary and it is easier for me to just stay within my office, is I ask if they want it done remotely or in person. Usually that causes a pause if they have called for a in-person notarization, and there is a little bit of a discussion about what remote online notarization looks like and of how that works. The other thing that I want to ask before I give a price is how many signers, what type of documents, that way I can kind of gauge how many notarizations there is going to be, if there needs to be a witness, if I need to bring someone with me, or if they will provide someone. Those are all questions that I kind of like to go into before I give a price. Then afterwards, I usually give a price depending on the conversation flow. And then I need to know usually the time frame. Sometimes they want the time frame as right now. I do know that some notaries charge a increased fee for the time. If it's like a rush fee or anything like that, that is something to look up your own state guidelines and then just kind of check with your Secretary of State if that's something that is available to you that you want to incorporate with your business. The other thing is that if they are doing something that is a remote online notarization, I make sure that I let them know that they're going to have to send me a PDF or a very good scan of whatever the document is, and then if it's in person, I just make sure that I verify the location. Usually I would outsource if it is in person now, but that is always something that you want to make sure that you're going to the right place. And then, this is important, so don't forget this. And then also I have a checklist for this on my community, so it's just under the notary community, and I will link that below, but it has all of this within a little condensed checklist. Back to the most important part is I want you to ask how they heard of you. I usually like to say, I always like to know how my marketing is doing or who to thank for the referral. And they'll say, oh, I found you on like a mom's group. Oh, I found you through a travel group. Oh, I found you through Turo. You posted in there. I want to make sure that I am using my time and my funds appropriately for marketing. That is one of the things that I want to make sure that I am keeping track of. And especially if it was from another person, let's say it was from a law firm, or let's say it was from another notary, or from a general contractor, I want to be able to thank them because one, it's nice, and two, it's another point of contact that I can be like, hey, I appreciate you. This is very, very nice for me and my business, and you want them to continue doing that, so you want to give them the recognition that they deserve. They didn't have to do that. So that's always very nice. That is how I usually wrap it up. I would not, this is what I did in the very beginning, and I would not do this now. Don't expect them to take down your email and then email you. What you want to do after that is email them, so that way they can just reply back with the PDFs. I will just tell you that right now. Otherwise, you are going to get a lot of, oh, I forgot to do that, and then I called someone else and they just came right out to me. Email them if this is for a remote online notarization. So don't forget that either. That's it. That's where I'm going to leave it. This is my little checklist of my phone guide, and I will leave this in the school course. So go ahead and check that out. You can print it out. You can put it next to your phone or just on your phone. That way you can kind of have a checklist and have it visually there. Thank you so much. If this was helpful, subscribe and then share this with anyone else that is a remote online notary or a traditional notary. Thank you.